He's one of my favorite people I've gotten to meet, and we met through Twitter. So Twitter's not a terrible disaster pit of misery and a cesspool. It is filled with nice things, too, especially when it's tweeted out by this guy who I love, is Rex Chapman, back here on the Rich Eisen Show. How you doing, Rex?
Hello, Rich. How are you, buddy?
I am better for talking to you.
Happy Friday.
Yeah, same to you. And sometimes, we get lucky when we book somebody like yourself, and it seems like breaking news going on the worldwide leader in sports right now. Looks like the Mavericks are finalizing a deal to make Jason Kidd their next head coach. What do you think about all that, Rex?
I love it. That's my dude.
I know.
J. Kidd.
I know. Looks like it.
I was never as good a player before or after playing with Jason Kidd.
No kidding.
He made me so much better. He made everybody so much better. Just an amazing player. I'm really pumped for Jay if this is actually true. He had a couple of opportunities right out of playing, and they went so-so, and he went and he sat on the bench as an assistant for a couple years in L.A., and I'm fired up for Jason Kidd, and I think he'll do a terrific job.
What do you think? Obviously he knows the owner, he knows the territory, he knows the place and franchise. What do you think he could do if this is in fact going to happen? How can he be the Luka whisperer? What do you think? How might that work?
My guess is that Luka probably had a little input. That they weren't going to hire anybody without checking with Luka, I would assume.
Yes.
And Jason he's a terrific communicator. Luka's vision. So I know that Jason's going to he'll be on the same wavelength with him. I think it'll be a really good match. They've got some personnel stuff that they have to shore up, but getting Jason, because I think it's a terrific deal for them, because if not, he's going to be coaching one of these other openings.
Rex Chapman here on the Rich Eisen Show. I did hear you on DP's show earlier this week, right here on NBC Sports on Peacock, talking about Kidd, mentioning him when the subject of Ben Simmons came up.
Yeah.
And I would love to give you the floor on this, certainly since Kidd is in the headlines right now. And so is Simmons, about Kidd's experience and how maybe Simmons can learn from it.
Yeah, when I watch Ben Simmons play, he's getting a lot of slander right now. And look, I get it. He's a pro being paid a lot of money to play basketball. He's never been a scorer. For us to think that he's just going to become a scorer overnight is outrageous. I'm not sure that he and Joel will ultimately work together, only because they're both so young. They need, for instance, we played with Jason in Phoenix. We had a veteran team, myself, Kevin Johnson, Jason Kidd, Danny Manning, Cliff Robinson. And when we first got Jason, the knock on him was that he couldn't shoot. They called him Asen because he didn't have a J. So when Jason would, when I'd come off a screen, I'd have Jason's man and my man right in my lap. And, I'd be like, Jay, you've got to shoot it. Make her miss, you've got to shoot it. And so we kind of coached him up through that. And then he started making shots. And if I'm not mistaken, he's like one of the top 3 or 4 made three-point shooters in history now. So it's going to take some time for Ben. I hope that he's able to kind of get over this, because you can tell it's messing with his head. He's a fantastic player. He doesn't have any other holes in his game, but this is something he's going to have to tackle head on.
How did Kidd do it? Did you have a front row seat to watch it? Work. What do you mean?
Work. Reps. Jay at every level, high school, college, he didn't have to shoot. He was so fast. He could just get to the basket anytime he wanted to. And, Rondo, when Rajon came in, much the same. It took time. It's going to take time for Ben, but I know the thing I don't know is if Ben is really, really being diligent about it. Jason was, and Rajon was, and that means thousands of shots in the summer, hundreds a day. And that's what it reps, man. Reps,
Just keep working on. Doc knows this. He knows this. So what do you think it is? Do you think he needs if you will get through to him, or or that a change of venue is what really might be necessary, and what appears to be taking place based on Woj's reporting that at the Combine, Sixers brass and Rich Paul of Clutch are chit-chatting about this subject right now. Rex.
Yeah, I'm sure that he's going to be talked about in trade discussions this summer. But, man, I just don't know. He's so young, so gifted. I don't know that I could give up on him that quickly. And it'll be interesting to see what kind of market is out there for him.
Well, I think there's going to be one, right? I mean, like, who do you think where do you think a good fit might be if we just extrapolate this out to the summer,
Man,
Rex?
I don't know. You got to put him with shooters. You have to have, a team full of shooters. Can you imagine him on the Bucks?
I'm sure the Bucks could, but and the Blazers too, right?
Right.
What about Portland? Like, I mean, you got Lillard, you got McCollum, you got the rest of that team shooting. Like,
yeah, but you got to give up somebody to get him. Who do you give up?
I know. I don't think it. I know we are just playing fantasy basketball right now, right? But and you'd have to go to a place where he's not hearing it from the crowd. That's why I think he's got to go. Philadelphia
what
fans
about
will.
Dallas?
Maybe so. What, Porzingis? You want to send the old unicorn back to that division?
There's no way that you could trade Simmons for Porzingis. No way. I mean, no, that doesn't work. Porzingis is not that player, not that kind of player.
I know.
Right?
I just trying to. I know that the Dallas is rumored to be wanting to maybe get out of all of that. It's just
I can imagine. No, really?
I know, right? Rex Chapman here on the Rich Eisen Show. Let's just remove the fact that the Hawks are up 1-0 and that the Suns are up 2-1 right now. Mm-hmm. Rank the 4 remaining teams with the best chance to win. Do you think to win it all, Rex?
Suns, Bucks, Hawks, Clips.
Clips are last, huh? Because Kawhi's hurt, or what?
Yes. Yeah. I was at game 1 and 2 in Phoenix. No, just 2. Sorry. And the Kawhi thing. I mean, Kawhi is a top 5 player in the game, maybe top 2. I mean, he's so good. And removing him, and obviously he's badly hurt or too bad to play in this series because he definitely would have come back last night, right? They're just not the same. Paul has to carry a heavy, heavy load, and then they've got to get guys who last night did, guys like Patrick Beverly, making jump shots. They've got to slap 2 or 3 in a night, and that's not what Pat Bev does. He's a terrific player, but they're just limited, And the other thing, where the place that they're limited, is they have no rim protection. I like Zubac. He plays really hard, but Phoenix just plays over the top of him. They'd come off pick and rolls and just throw it to the rim and play over the top. And that's something right now that the Clips can't do. They don't have really anybody but Paul to attack the rack like that. I think they're in trouble. I kind of hope they're in trouble.
I know, because I know you're a Suns guy. So is that why you put the Suns 1? Is that heart and head together, or you just don't like what you see out of the Bucks and Hawks, or what? What do you got for me there, Rex?
Well, I saw the Bucks play Brooklyn last week, and I just think that they're flawed. I love Chris Middleton. I love Jrue Holiday, but I think that Giannis is so ball dominant. They don't even pick him up. People pick him up in the paint. They don't even go out and honor him at the top of the key, much less the 3-point line. And also sitting courtside, seeing those guys, sitting courtside and watching Phoenix play. Phoenix with Chris Paul, in my opinion, is the most complete team left. They have size, they have veterans, they have youth. They share the ball. I mean, the ball just moves. They share the ball like a college team, and they love their coach, man. They love Monty Williams. That guy's come in there, and you hear about culture change all the time. Well, yeah, he did it, and those guys love him. They'll do anything for him, and it's a dangerous team.
How about that Valley Oop, man? What was that like to see in person? What was
Unreal.
that like?
I mean, that's the thing about going live sports, man. Just going. I've been in, I've seen thousands of games, played in many, many. And still, the other night, an ending we've never seen before. That we've never seen before. I mean, just art. It was, and then I caught myself several times during the game looking around in that arena and just going, man.
Yep. People.
This time last year, nothing. We all missed this. I mean, and it's just, it's community. Man, it was fun, just really fun. But that play was unbelievable. What a pass.
Right.
I don't know if you know this, Jay Crowder. Jay Crowder's dad, Corey Crowder, played for my dad, Wayne Chapman, at Kentucky Wesleyan College. And so I got to watch Corey play a little bit in college, where he's a little younger.
Yes.
But he was Division II Player of the Year twice, and they won a title. And he was a really good D2 player, really good. Played for the Jazz for about a year. That
finish, Rex, that finish from everything, from the play call, Monty Williams, right? The pass where Crowder had to loop it over the backboard pretty much, or avoid the backboard, get it in the vicinity of the rim for Ayton to not catch and jam, but just basically touch and jam.
Yeah.
And then, but the ultimate was the screen on Zubac by a guy who had a broken nose in 3 places.
Right, which,
Devin Booker.
The reason that play works is because they think Devin may just come right off of there and catch and shoot. It was a great pick, great pass. I think what I loved most about it was I saw a couple angles of Jay standing out of bounds and just, perfect. He let the play develop. He's looking one way and then boom, throws it completely the other way, and it's game over. Just beautiful.
I do have to, I guess is a phrase for it, stand for the Clippers and say that, replay gave Monty Williams a timeout to draw that thing up for everybody. I mean, that finish too. What was that like in the building? Half an hour for 90 seconds to finish. Rex?
At a couple points, fans started grumbling and all that stuff. But it was so enthralling. I'm not sure, people were into it. And I got to say too, Pat Beverly, that dude, he should get paid extra for being just that villain in every movie, because he plays a great bad guy. You would hate playing against him. You would hate watching him. Phoenix, every building can't stand him, and he relishes that. It's funny to watch him. It's just it's comedy. It's entertainment the whole time just watching Patrick Beverly.
You didn't like that role, Rex? Being in that role?
Man, I kind of liked it.
I mean, what's the quietest you shut up an arena, Rex Chapman?
Ooh, wow. I don't know.
College or pro, where you took a shot and it was game over.
Yeah,
and when did you ever shimmy before taking a shot as well?
That was the other thing. That is kind of different now. Every time you do something now, you're supposed to have a little thing that you do, right?
I guess Trae Young's doing it. I mean, but
the first person I think that I saw kind of mug for the camera that I can remember, and it turned me off, and then we ended up being teammates, and I forgot all about it. Chris Webber, Fab Five.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would dunk it, and then he would look at the camera and
yeah.
What? That was a whole new thing. I was like, whoa, that's not part of the game, is it?
And then he became your teammate, and it's keep doing it.
Yep. Yep, and I started doing it.
So when did you ever? Do you have a good memory of shutting people up, like time ticking down?
No, I mean I can remember some game winners and stuff, but I don't really remember the the best ones are just late games on away at away venues where you just make a dagger in front of the bench. And they got to call a timeout, and the whole crowd's just cussing you out. It's beautiful.
And then I guess, we're just, before I let you go on the subject of Trae Young, I'm fascinated. I get fascinated by people who hear opportunity knock, and they don't just answer the door; they rip it off the hinges, And that's what he's doing right now. And I believe that he can make a shot whenever he wants. And I know saying it's like Lillard. or Curry is heresy when somebody's just beginning to do it. But he's also dangerous in the paint. So, he can beat you off the dribble. He can create. And then when he's creating because of what he's doing, I think everybody else believes they can make their shot too. It's infectious. And I'm wondering what you think about the Hawks opportunity here.
I like the Hawks. I love Nate, of course. Played against him forever. What a great pro, Nate McMillan. They've just got a young, and they're missing, missing a small forward. Trae Young. I kind of try to pride myself in knowing players, go and watch players, and being able to tell who can play. I couldn't stand Trae Young. I was glad he didn't come to Kentucky, and then I thought, oh my God, I can't believe they're taking him third in the draft, and I couldn't have been more wrong. Could not have been more wrong. I'm happy to say that I'm wrong because what a fantastic player. The other thing I think that is discounted with him, watch him sometimes. Just watch him when he's running without the ball. He's a great runner. He's really fast. He's faster than you think he is, and he covers. He's got a big, long stride. Check Trae out. He's small, and he plays kind of small because he doesn't attack the rim. But if he gets the other thing that goes without that should be said, he passes with both hands equally well. I mean, he'll come off a screen to his left and whip a hook pass from, one side of the court to the corner on the other side on the money. Just a beautiful player. They're dangerous. They're playing with a lot of confidence, much like the Suns.
So I love how you keep bringing it back to that. Why weren't you sold on Trae Young to begin with, first blush?
I don't know.
Okay.
I historically, and the game has changed recently. For years and years, I didn't particularly like scoring little guards. I just thought back in the day, they would just get taken advantage of defensively. You had to find the right. It's different now. Little guards aren't posted up. You can't touch and hold and grab like you used to be able to. Quickness rules, athleticism rules, and he's got all of that.
So when you said you used to not like scoring little guards, you didn't tell that to Steph Curry, who was a guest on the Rex Chapman show with Mr. Josh Hopkins, right?
Well, I'm talking little. He's 6'3".
Okay.
I mean, we're talking, what's Trae? 6'1"? Plays like 5'10".
Well, my social media grandmaster TJ Jefferson posted after he torched his Sixers that he looked like the Gerber baby. So he said that they lost Opie Cunningham, is how he referred to Kevin Herter, putting a picture of Ron Howard up there next to the Gerber baby, saying that he lost the Gerber baby and Opie Cunningham.
Facts.
Who's on charges? Who's on that? By the way, congrats on the charting of this podcast. It's one of the top sports podcasts out there. Charges, where you have a guest on to talk real life with. Who's next? Who do you have?
Man, we just had. I don't know a lot about hockey. Just had Chris Nyland on, enforcer from back in the day with the Canadiens. That was magnificent. Next week,
yes,
two-parter.
Oh,
so yeah.
Okay, what are you
We're gonna do 2 weeks.
Okay.
I sat down for a couple of hours with Stevie Jackson and Matt Barnes.
Okay. You got all the smoke. You got all the smoke.
Well, we're going to release half the smoke. and then the remainder of the smoke.
Okay. So we're chopping up the smoke.
That's right.
Okay, very good. You didn't inhale, is what you're saying in the first episode.
That's right.
Then you exhale. Okay, very good.
So that's going to be, I'm telling you, Rich, there are 3 or 4 of the things that they said during this that my mouth just dropped to the floor.
Okay.
Really good stuff. And then, who's coming shortly thereafter is Jason Williams, big Jason Williams.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. Well, you will have a lot to talk about with him, Rex.
Yes, we will.
We will. Word.
So it's all going good. Really fun, buddy. Thanks.
Charges, of course. Charges with Rex Chapman podcast, the Rex Chapman Show at Josh Hopkins podcast, and of course also at Rex Chapman. The block of charges still going, and all the other beautiful videos that you spread for some good love, man. You're the best. Thanks for the call, Rex.
Anytime, Rich.
We'll do it again
back soon, whenever you want me.
Right back at you. That's Rex Chapman right here on the Rich Eisen Show. Love that guy, man. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.